Hi everyone, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Julie, and on this channel we talk about mosaic art. From tips, tricks, tutorials, adhesives, materials, substrates, tools, you name it. Mosaic, everything. I promised in the last video that we would return to our regular videos, learning anything and everything about mosaic. And I guess I'm breaking my promise with this video because I do have a wrist update. So please forgive me for breaking my promise, but I thought that this was the best place to share my update since I'm not sure how many of you see my community posts here on YouTube. And if you're curious what happened to my wrist, I did explain my injury in the previous video, and I'll link that down below in the description. But before I get to the wrist update, I wanted to say a huge thank you to each and every one of you for your response to my last video. It is, I'm pretty sure, by far the most commented video here on my channel. I was blown away not only by what you all are going through day after day, but also the number of you who are dealing with this pain chronically, and yet you continue to move forward with positivity. I know this isn't the case every single day, but overall you're handling things admirably. You've found ways to be creative and have even figured out how to do mosaics when you can, even if it's just for a short period of time, or even if you've had to change the type of tesserae that you use just so you can do mosaic. Please know that your encouragement and wise words touched me deeply. And if I could reach out and give each and every one of you a hug, I would. It meant a lot to me. If you're struggling with hand or wrist pain or diminished arm strength, and it's a season like my injury, or it's more chronic, I want to share a few quick bits of wisdom from the comments in that last video. There are folks in our community who are unfortunately a little further down the path or the journey of pain and have figured some things out, and I think we could learn a lot from them. I certainly have. And as I read through the comments, and yes, I've read all of the comments and I will reply to every single one of them. But as I was reading through the comments, there were some common themes and I got a lot out of it. The first reoccurring thing that I noticed is acceptance. Accept what's going on with your body right now. And I think acceptance comes before giving yourself grace and giving yourself patience. One commenter who this month broke both legs and her ankles, I'm not making this up, this is for real. She said that acceptance is the answer to her problems, and that she tells herself, I can't do my mosaic art today, as opposed to, I can never do my mosaic art. That to me resonated and hit me so deeply. I find that to be very hopeful. Accept that things are the way they are, and then figure out a creative solution on how you can work around it and how you can make things better. Now, that first night when I met with the hand surgeon, I had my freak out night. And then I turned that grief into something beautiful the next day. Acceptance. And when I say you need to work with figuring out how to deal with the chronic pain or the loss of using your hand for a little while, working it out may actually mean not working at all. As sad as that sounds, you may be in a season like me where you're not doing mosaic art, but you certainly don't want to dry up creatively. Honestly, it's probably been about 2.5 months, maybe even 3 months since I've worked on a mosaic, but that fire in me still burns strong. So for me, I've been spending more time designing mosaics on my iPad and my phone in Canva, and I'll leave a link to that down below in the description. Whether I do anything or not with these mosaic designs, it doesn't matter. I'm being creative, and that really is what my soul needs the most. I also explore more on Pinterest. I'm pouring into myself with positive affirmations. I'm looking at pictures that inspire me. Home interiors, home exteriors, food, things like, other creative hobbies and places I'd like to visit one day. And of course, gardens, because garden design is something that I really love. And instead of getting down in the dumps that I'm probably not going to be able to work in my garden this season, I'm still so inspired by the pictures and the garden designs that I'm finding on Pinterest. I love to see what other people are doing, and it inspires me and makes me feel hopeful for the future. Some commenters have even said, since it's taking me a little longer to upload new content, they're going to take the time to catch up on all of the videos on my channel. I love that. And some have said that they're in such pain that they just watch my videos and get enjoyment from me creating whatever project it is I'm working on. And I love that. I'm guilty of that too. I have definitely gone down a rabbit hole in the last month on YouTube, and I have watched all sorts of creative people making something that they love. It's something that I would never pursue. I don't really have an interest in, but to watch somebody make something that they love and have such a deep knowledge of, it's a beautiful thing. Another theme in the comments from my last video is pace, pace, pace. Pace yourself. Listen to your body. I will admit, before my injury, I am a self-proclaimed doer. I don't necessarily know if that's good or not. It's probably not, but oftentimes I would engage in really long tiling sessions, whether I was on a deadline or not, and I'm talking for hours and hours and hours and hours, or I would be working outside in the garden, and my body would send me a signal like, yeah, okay, done, hello, we're done, Julie. Yeah. And I wouldn't stop, and I would continue on for hours and hours. And the next day I would be so sore. Now I'm going to listen to my body, and I'm not going to get back to Mosaic until my body tells me it's time and it's ready. And like so many of you have pointed out, there is so much that we can talk about regarding Mosaic where we don't even need to use our hands. Aren't we lucky as Mosaic artists? And the third theme that I heard throughout the comments was take more time to enjoy life. And I have been doing that. It just so happened that at the time of my injury, my son was asked to join 2 other additional baseball teams. So yes, my son is now playing on 3 different baseball teams. It sounds crazy pants, and it is. We're super busy, and it's an opportunity that we just couldn't pass by. And so in this season of life, things are a little crazy and hectic. And I've obviously had to pull back a bit on work because it's hard for me to grasp the mouse on my computer or the tools or whatever. So it has been sort of another life lesson that I need to slow down, and I need to enjoy this time because I'll never get this time back with him. And watching him play baseball, which I love, but he's playing at a much higher level with these additional groups that he's playing with, and it's really exciting. I'm so excited for him. And the 4th theme that many of you reiterated was seek out physical or occupational therapy. Get that movement back. The top priority of these therapists is to help you try and get back to where you were before your injury or your chronic illness caused the diminished strength or the pain. It may not be, always the case that they can help you get back to that point, but their primary concern is to get you to a place where you feel comfortable with no pain and you're able to function again. And now on to my wrist update. I did meet with the hand surgeon. We discussed the MRI results, and I have to admit that when I left his office, I was rather confused, so let me explain. My appointment began with one of the medical assistants or techs in the surgeon's office. He asked me a series of questions, did some typing, and then as he was getting ready to leave, he said, "You heard it from me first, there is a fracture, but it's not the bone that they were looking for." And he proceeded to say that this was actually good news, that it would be 6 weeks in a cast as opposed to what the surgeon originally said, which was 3 months in a cast if I elected not to have surgery. And then if I did elect to have surgery, it would be less than 3 months in a cast. So I sat there. I had about 20 minutes to sit there and contemplate what this meant before the doctor came in to see me and go over the results with me. The next 3 months are going to be super busy for me. And so I started going down the rabbit hole of how am I going to do all of this stuff? My mom is getting a new hip, so I'm helping her with that. Plus her physical therapy, my son's school, summer is coming up and we've got all this baseball and I run my business day to day. And I was going to be in a cast. What is that going to mean for physical therapy? Because I'm also going on 2 long trips. So I'm a planner by nature. And so my brain just went into major planning mode. Guilty, overthinkers unite. Are you out there? So then the surgeon and a different medical assistant tech came in and he went over the results with me and said there's actually no fracture at all. So of course I'm thinking, what is going on here? Are they looking at the same MRI? And who's telling the truth here? He just said that there was some sort of such and such that seems lower or higher than the average person, but it may just be that that's how my body is. And that I should continue wearing the splint for the rest of the week, and then I can resume life lightly until I start to feel better. He gave me a referral for physical therapy, but he doesn't think I'm going to need it, and did a test of how far I could bend my wrist without wincing, and he was pretty encouraged. Case closed, no break, no fracture, see you later. Thank you for being my patient. So as I was following the doctor out of the exam room, the tech that was in the room with us sort of pulled me back and quietly said, "Wear the splint for a little longer than what the doctor said." And she walked out of the room. And I thought, what is going on with this place? 2 of the medical techs have said different things than what the doctor has said. Now, of course, it would be nice if all the information could come from one person, being the doctor. However, these 2 medical techs have now opened the door and have caused confusion and doubt. So I called the surgeon's office the next day to make sure I was understanding things correctly. I don't want to get anybody in trouble with their job, but it is my wrist and I need some clarity here. So there's no break, there's no fracture. I just need to finish out the week in the splint, and then I can resume life lightly and, go with my gut in how I'm feeling. And as I promise, in the next video, we will get back to what we love, which is learning anything and everything about Mosaic. Taking into consideration from now on, if there's a way to do things easier if you have hand and wrist pain or diminished strength in your arm. In the meantime, please keep sharing your wisdom, your encouraging words for the entire community. There are so many of us here, I've learned, that are dealing with injuries or chronic illnesses that have caused hand, wrist, arm pain. And if there's a website or a YouTube channel where you've learned some great stretches or exercises that have helped you in this process of getting comfortable with pain or learning how to work around it, please leave those links down below in the comments. I would be so thankful. Nope, let's try that again because I've got a mouthful of hair. I promised in the last video that we would be getting back to as opposed to I can never do my How about we do that one again? What is going on here? I feel like I'm just shedding. Ooh-wee. You guys are the best. Let me tell you. Okay? Let me tell you. You call me up when you're having a bad day because boy, you guys sure pumped me up. Yeah, this too shall pass. This is just a season. Come on, Julie, perk up. I did. You guys are great. Love it. Love you guys. Okay, we gotta get this train a-moving. Yes, we do. Okay. The silliness has not gone, okay? That is here to stay. Get used to it. Yeah, okay, bye. Thank you for being here. If you're into mosaic art, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking for more mosaic inspiration, you might want to check out one of these two videos. I'll see you soon. Bye.